Hi everyone, welcome to this week's lessons from Leo. So you'll see the screen looks slightly different. I've got some new software, as I mentioned when we went live the other week. So yeah, let's get on with it. Just a bit of background before I get connected, because I think we're going to have a slightly different session with him today. So we've had Cat Dad here this weekend, and we were doing jobs to get the house ready for sale. And Leo was fine with that. Although the last couple of days he's been a bit funny with his food. So we've had issues getting a normal brand, and they've changed the way that they have their food, which he doesn't like. And Leo is a metal element primarily, and water is kind of a secondary, both of which don't do well with change, and both of which they take a while to adapt as elements. So particularly metal, like he's better with repetition, constant repetition. Like routine isn't even necessary. Routine is essential for Leo to feel safe and happy. So of course, everything that's going on with my personal life and with the house is unsettling. So it's no surprise he's not really eating. And the picture that I was drawn to use today is one of the pictures that is likely to be used in the upcoming new cat chakra book. And it's around his solar plexus. So it's not ideal positioning, but I feel that Leo needs some healing. I've never really done a chakra cleanse live, but when I was connecting with him this morning, that feels like how this is going to go. So don't be surprised if in a minute when I connect with him properly, if there's a mixture of communication and energy shares, because that's what he's asking me for. This morning, I put down some of the old food. I've only got a limited amount left because yesterday he barely ate. He's eaten 2/3 of the plate and now has gone back to sleep in his igloo on the landing, which it's a beautiful day. It's a bit unusual, to be honest. He's been in there all night. So the reason that I share all this is because he's a little, what I would say, out of sorts. And I'm hopeful that what we'll do today, this morning, and sharing with him and connecting with you all will help him. So let's see what he's got to share. Let's see what he's got to say. Let's see what he needs to help him. And I hope that you enjoy this week's lessons from Leah. So give me a minute as I connect with him and let's see what he has to say. He says it feels all unsettled. His solar plexus feels like a really rough sea. Oh, it's really hard to swallow as well. Oh, I feel really nauseous. So the solar plexus chakra is all to do with energy and emotions. It's the powerhouse of energy. You think about the sun, bright yellow roaring, but it's also really heavily linked with digestion. And it's like the first half of digestion. So if you think about the human body, you've got the tummy and the solar plexus is above the belly button, the sacral's just below with like the second part of the intestines. But the first half, the solar plexus, is all to do with the stomach. So if of course it makes sense, if it's really churny, like if it's a really rough sea, there's a lot of energy moving. Think about a lot of sort of stomach acid almost. If we put it in physical terms, that's going to kind of come up the throat, which is going to sit at the neck, which is going to sit in the throat and make it like, hard to swallow. So with the solar plexus, that's where our emotions sit. Okay, yes, they are to do with the heart. They come from the heart. But think about when you're nervous, you get butterflies. Think about when something dreadful's happened, you get that sinking feeling. So, our solar plexus is really heavily linked with our emotions. And it's no surprise that Leo's is just so unbalanced. So, of course, he's picking up on my emotions from this weekend. He's going to have his own from seeing Cat Dad. I shared a picture on Instagram of him looking out for him before he came on Friday. Ugh, buddy. So what can we do? Okay. So he needs a card. So I've got these color cards, which I am using more and more with cats. It's really helpful for them to be able to pick a visual to share and show how their energy feels. So basically, I have them in color order because I'm that kind of person. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the cards until I feel in myself, whichever one resonates with how his energy feels. Interesting. So none of the yellow ones. Oh, buddy. Okay. Okay, so of course, it's quite emotional for me. This is the card that Leo has chosen to represent his solar plexus, which, as I said, the solar plexus is, the color is yellow. I don't know how to move his picture on the screen for you to see my wall hanging, but you can see up here. Where's my picture? Finger. It's yellow. And it's usually like, you know, like a bright yellow. And this is how his solar plexus feels, which is heartbreaking for me, because when they pick the color, it's not just the name, it's the image as well. So this is very desolate. It's very, well, you can see here, there's not really any light. There's a tiny speck in the middle. But other than that, it's sad, very sad. I will read the information in the book a bit later. And also, if you look at the picture of the tree, it's really spiky and, you know, it looks like it's dead. So thank you for sharing, bud. Okay, I'm just going to give him some healing. So my hands, not that you can see, are on my solar plexus. So if my eyes are closed, I don't know if you can see, they're flickering loads because the energy, is like I said, it's like a really choppy sea. So I'm using the breath to just exhale the excess energy to bring a bit of balance. So my hands, I'm usually a warm hand Reiki person. My hands are freezing. Okay, so I've always got a bit of citrine on my desk, which is what he wants. Again, he particularly wants this bit, which is sharp and jagged. I'm just going to hold that on my solar plexus for a bit. So as soon as that's been put on my tummy, it feels the sea has come down. I can swallow a bit easier. My eyes have stopped twitching as much. Okay, everything just feels a bit calmer. My hands are starting to get warm now. Okay. Oh, and my tummy's just in a really big gurgle. You know, like when you get before you're hungry? Isn't that fascinating? Oh, okay. So I've also just put my hand on my sacral, which is the chakra below your belly button. And the sacral is linked with sense of identity and the cat being who they are. I'll come on to that more another time. Okay, that feels better. Okay, I'm going to look for another card. see how it feels now. Okay, so he's given me 2. So this is the first one. Look at that. So basically, he's shown me that the work that we've done has given him a bit of energy. So you see the green in here. And if you look, you've gone from, my lights auto-adjusted. We've gone from black despair kind of thing to a little bit of green with a bit of hope, a bit of light. And then he gave me this one. So this is how he wants it to feel. So I need to do more work with him. I can't do it on a few minutes on a live here. Excuse me. So what I will do is I will sit and work with him now, which is why when I do chakra cleanses with cats, it can take usually an hour and a half to 2 hours. So what I just did then was like a moment, a minute, and we may need to do that for 5, maybe 10, maybe 20. Okay, so I will work with him privately. So isn't that fascinating? That's how it started. That's how we've managed to shift it. And then this is how he wants it to be. So that's a little insight today. So no real words as in a communication, but hopefully you found it interesting to see a little bit about how I do my chakra cleanses. And thank you, sweet boy, for giving us that opportunity for people to see that with you today. Yeah, I feel like I can swallow better, but my tummy feels really hot. So like I'm shifting energy and now I need to balance it and I need to let it go and release it. So I'm going to work with him. I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you're interested in booking a chakra cleanse with your cat, head to my website, www.naturallycats.co.uk. If you look on my YouTube channel, you can watch previous chakra cleanses that I've shared with cats. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the Naturally Cats community. Don't forget to comment on the YouTube video or on the social medias and let me know what you thought about the lessons from Leo today. Have a great day, everyone, and I will see you again soon.